Ladies and gentlemen, the reincarnation of Toji is here. And after having to watch that episode of straight yapping, I'm finally happy to finally get to see some hands. And we start off with this bum chilling in his room like he didn't just get the beatdown of the century by Choso and got little broed by Yuta last episode. And while they're talking, he starts twiddling his toes like he ain't no grown man right now. Even having the audacity to say, do you want me to bully you like I did before? But the whole time, you were on your knees like 2 episodes ago. This guy's ego is actually just insane. And somehow Maki finds the strength not to punch the guy right then and there, and instead goes down to the Zenin vault to get the weapons they need to fight in the culling games. Now earlier she had a talk with Megumi explaining how he randomly got mod and now she need perms. Now Megumi really doesn't want to be the head of the clan, but she explains that as she is now she won't be accepted by the others, but they will take him, and that's because he is Gojo's nepo baby. They support almost any decision he makes. And oh my god, this is the most glaze he's gonna get all year, talking about all his abilities, which I guess makes sense if he does get strong, because then he would be top 5 in the verse, but we know that's not happening, bro. We then see that Naoya and this other guy talk about how Megumi is a better pick for the clan than Naoya, but the only reason he's gonna side with him is simply because he can't just trust him to handle all their stuff. Again, this is the most glaze he's gonna get all season, watch. And in this plan to kill Megumi, they also need to kill Maki and Mai to make it seem like they did it to stop them from leasing Gojo, which is a taboo now and is like, it's illegal to do basically. And the kicker in all this is that Maki's own dad came up with the plan. As Maki walks into the vault, Mai is already bleeding out on the ground as they both start to square up. Her dad goes in for the first hit and Maki is just barely able to react to it. Then she follows up with her own swing that breaks his sword. And while going in for the finisher, her dad hits her with an invisible attack, ending the fight. That fight was just way too quick. In the manga it felt faster, but I don't know. He started going off on why he wasn't made head of the clan, but Maki just does not care. She's still wondering what type of hacks that nigga pulled off. It turns out after his blade broke, he used cursed energy to replace the blade and Maki just kinda sold. Sad lack of experience right there. He says that the only reason he wasn't head of the clan was because he gave birth to fodder children, as he throws them in a pit surrounded by curses to kill them off. Yo, this guy might actually be a worse dad than low tier god, doing anything but taking responsibility for his own lacking. He even adds that she has a heavenly pact, but it does nothing for her, which you're about to see he was definitely lying. Anyway, they are both cooked if they don't do anything, so Mai crawls over to Maki, where we get to see this world between life and death. There, Mai explains to Maki that twins are a bad sign to sorcerers for a reason. Basically, the power system treats them as one entity, and because of that, their power gets split up. So if one twin dies, the other gets a power boost, basically like putting all the power in one person. In Maki's case, she's physically gifted, meaning if Mai dies here, she'll be the next Toji, which you already know this nigga's scared of. Knowing all the potential that Maki can have, she gives up her life for Maki, telling her one last thing, to destroy them all. And Mai dies, giving Maki the soul split katana, and she wastes no time with that John. Immediately her dad notices that all the curses are dead, had him shivering in his boots talking about I tried so hard to forget him. Then they show us this tough comparison between Maki and Toji. He swings yelling to come at me, but he is already dead. That is the quickest get back I've ever seen. The whole clan gets notified of his death, and literally the entire clan is getting sent to kill her. Obviously, they think that Maki just got lucky catching him off guard, which is still crazy that they're sending all these people just for one person. But boy, they don't know what they about to get themselves into. She walks into the room surrounded by soldiers and walks them the hell down. They start to hesitate to fight her, and this one guy think he tough because he could swing a staff, but no, she shut that nigga down. Even caught the 2 behind her trying to sneak her, and literally one kick to the abdomen and this guy is dead. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, if I saw that, I would have given up my job right then and there on the spot, bro. I'm not dealing with none of that. Even turns one of her blades into a damn Beyblade, flying around and cutting everybody up. Yeah, these guys are crazy for fighting her because they seen her do all this and still don't run away. Maki slices this guy's legs off and then I have never seen this a day in my life before. I didn't even think it to be possible. As she ice skating on the blood of her dead ops. Ore farming of this level has to be studied. And I saw this clip comparing Gogeta to this same exact movement. It is literally the same exact thing, frame by frame. And then the same 1-inch punch is the same exact thing Goku did. Yo, she is genuinely moving how I would be moving if I had that exact same power, bro. I promise you, I'd be copying all the moves I've seen in animes, bro. Yeah, and from there is raps, and the whole place is just dipped in blood. An old man uses earthbending to send her flying and turns it into a hand to crush her. And the whole time, she just does not care. That's that power. She knows none of these guys could do anything. And it turns out the people who are doing this are the top 3 strongest in the clan called the Hay, and they're all coming to jump her. She escapes the hand, and no, not again. She is actually just floating toward him. Like, I swear she's just doing this for the clips, bro. Rips the guy's throat out, then goes for the old guy, and I don't know where this popping sound is coming from, but I think she took his eye or something. She gets hit with these eyes that keep her in place. And look at the way she's just trying to muscle her way out of it. Actually, how I'm gonna start moving once I bench 225. Hey, yo, this actually has to be dying. The way the guy's eyes are literally about to pop out from holding her down. Trying to buy this guy as much time as possible to take her out. But nah, he feeling his hair a little too much and wastes the opportunity for aura farming. He still launches his attack, but it's too late. Because Maki is genuinely moving like a tank. Not only did that do nothing, but she took his entire dome off, grabbing him by that hair he was trying to aura farm with. Had this guy thinking that he actually killed her. Then we get to see the world's greatest misogynist of today versus peak femininity. While the two are boxing, notice here how Maki is counting. This is important for later. We also get a flashback to the scene that every editor loves, but I don't know. I didn't like it as much since they had to split it up in between the fight, but maybe I'm just being picky. And by the way, this guy is absolutely delusional, because you're gonna see that this whole fight, he's gonna say how she ain't Toji. But literally look at the resemblance, bro. She is literally the second coming. Holy ego too. He starts comparing himself to Toji and Gojo, but says that Maki is never gonna be able to reach their level. But sorry to break it to you, buddy, but didn't you just lose to Choso literally 2 episodes ago? You think you're Gojo level? Hold on though, why is he kind of cooking up here? He actually has Maki bleeding. She manages to find her ground, letting Naoya reach his top speed while she tries to counter him. But where have I seen this before? Anyway, she absolutely catches him lacking, explaining mid-punch that all she had to do was move at 1/24th of a second, since his power breaks up movements into frames, and because he touched her, she did too. And we get this sick Mortal Kombat X-ray showing how she broke his damn skull into smithereens. And oh yeah, that's where I remember this from. She literally did the same thing as Luffy against Bellamy. Both of them ended up laid out too. Now this next part might seem a little crazy to y'all, because she goes to kill her mom, but she was a really bad person and I just didn't mention it earlier. We then get to see that somehow this 0 for 2 fraud who deserves no glaze at all managed to just barely survive. But Maki's mom gets her revenge for having to be this guy's servant for years and finishes him off, with her final last words being, "I'm glad I gave birth to you, Maki and Mai." Sadly, that is basically the end of the episode, but I want you to see how she did this whole thing in an afternoon. Literally came in the daytime and ended by sunset. If you don't understand how tough this is like when Arkham Batman defeated his entire rogues gallery in one night with like a whole army to fight and getting all those damn Riddler trophies. So not quite on the same level, but still tough. That's it for this.